Hello, everybody. Today, I was having a great conversation with a dear friend of mine, and we were talking about how frustrating it's been to live through the pandemic with the sheltering in place orders and self-quarantining and social distancing, and how taxing that has been on us and our families. We miss people so much, and we were afraid. We're afraid of how we're going to pay our bills. We're afraid of when we will or will not be able to go back to work. We fear for our health and the health of the ones that we love. So many feelings. But ultimately, our conversation came around to this special point where we started talking about how we both, each in our own way, in our own time, needed to surrender to God with all of these issues. We needed to surrender our financial independence and the fear of losing that over to God. We needed to surrender the longing for people and the fear of this disease and give it over to God. We each needed to surrender our fear for our health and the health of the ones we love and hand it over to God. In doing this, we each in our own way found a peace that passes understanding, Philippians chapter 4. And I encourage you to work on this as well, because we cannot control anything. We cannot change the past. We cannot predict the future. No one really knows what's going to happen. We've never done a worldwide shutdown like this before. So you just got to wing it. Punt, if you will. And you can do that when you hand it all over to God. Oswald Chambers, in his book, My Utmost for His Highest, said, "The reason some of us are such poor specimens of Christianity is because we have no Almighty Christ. We have Christian attributes and experiences, but there is no abandonment to Jesus Christ." Abandonment to Jesus Christ. I read that as surrendering my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand God, and letting God be God and Rob be Rob. And just one day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time, sometimes one moment at a time, maybe one Netflix show at a time, you get through it. The truth is, letting go and letting God, surrendering the things that burden you to God, is never something that's one and done. It's a continual process. I can hand over the fear I have for my own health and the health of the people I love today, and I can wake up tomorrow being ravaged by that fear, and then I'll need to hand it back over to God again. And the good thing is, with God's grace and steadfast love, God is just waiting for us to hand it over. And every time we hand it over, God receives it warmly and lovingly, affirming who we are and how we choose to identify ourselves as created in the image of our glorious God, just trying to make it another day. So surrender yourself to God. Abandon yourself to Christ. Let go and let God. And we'll get through this together. We hope that all of our friends and neighbors are well and stay safe. My name is Pastor Rob, and this is our 5-minute meditation. Holy Trinity Community Church. Together, we are the difference.